push past me by. Walking stories, who's and hows and whys, musing lazily on life, pondering you. I'll give it time, give it space, and be still for a spell.
Why is it so hot in here?
Don't you know how cold it was outside? It was like probably only 17 degrees. Freezing! And it was like 70 degrees in the house, and so I turned it up to 84. Turned on the fire. I'm just reading.
Really?
Did you not hear me? It's like 17 degrees outside. Burr.
But look, every single light is on. The fireplace, the lamp. What are you thinking? I've been learning about this, and I have to show you something.
Well, sure. I mean, I guess I could always learn about using less energy or, you know, being more effective. Do you want to go over to the computer?
Yeah. Wow!
I didn't know that would actually work. Awesome.
I found this really cool MIT website that has some really cool info.
Wow. Cool beans.
Fossil fuel-based electricity is projected to account for more than 40% of global greenhouse gas emissions by 2012. In the U.S., 90% of the carbon emissions from electricity generation come from coal-fired generation, even though this accounts for only 52% of electricity produced. Taking nuclear power off the table as a viable alternative will prevent the global community from achieving long-term gains in the control of carbon dioxide emissions.
Wait, so what's nuclear energy as opposed to fuel-based? Like fossil fuels?
Nuclear power plants produce electricity by boiling water into steam. This steam then turns turbines to produce electricity. When nuclear energy facilities differ from power plants that they use fossil fuel, that nuclear plant does not burn anything to create the energy to boil the water, so they don't pollute the air. Instead, they use uranium to produce energy through a process called fission. Fission entails the splitting of atoms of uranium inside the nuclear reactor. That, in the U.S. facilities, uses water to carry the heat that is converted into steam to turn the turbine generators.
So, who discovered this energy source?
A German chemist, Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann.
So, how exactly did they decide to extract this nuclear energy, and how does the process work?
Well, uranium-235 absorbs a neutron, and then it splits into two different elements. When it splits, it makes kinetic energy.
So, you don't really need anything to, like, burn and make that happen?
Yeah.
So you just mine uranium, essentially. So what does the kinetic energy do?
Well, it heats up the water, which makes steam, which then powers the generator.
So what are some of the advantages to using nuclear energy?
Well, there's no carbon dioxide emission.
Oh, because you're not burning anything, right?
Yeah. There's vast amounts of energy produced.
Oh, interesting. We'll have to, like, evaluate what gets more energy.
Yeah. It reduces foreign oil dependency.
Totally, I can see that.
Doesn't need fossil fuel to operate.
Right, no dinosaur poop.
And it has low operating costs.
Likely story. Oh, so that sounds really good. So what exactly is, like, a measurable output of nuclear energy?
Well, according to alternate energy holdings, 1 kilogram of firewood can generate 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, and 1 kilogram of coal generates 3 kilowatts of electricity. 1 kilogram of oil can produce 4 kilowatts of electricity, and 1 kilogram of uranium can produce 50,000 kilowatts of an hour of electricity.
So, like with nuclear fission, where you use uranium, 1 whole kilogram of uranium is going to produce 50,000 kilowatt hours of energy? But, wow, look, it says right there that after it's reprocessed, it produces 3,500,000 kilowatt hours of energy. That is a ton of energy.
Now don't you see how much it takes to produce energy?
I guess so. It's like, I was just coming home and it was freezing, so I just turned up the heat as hot as I could and turned on some lights. But it's not really worth it. So, what's going to happen when all the fossil fuels go away? I guess we could figure out ways to use nuclear energy to power our homes and maybe eventually our cars and things like that, right?
Definitely.
Well, thanks for showing me about nuclear energy. I'm excited to find out what I can do to make our future more sustainable.